Now that Reddit are killing third-party apps on July 1st, what are great alternatives to Reddit? Without this app, I will actually stop using Reddit. If Reddit is fun goes down, I'm out. ifold.reddit.com goes down, I'm out. Reddit's UIs are trash enough to drive me away. The data needed to view the official app is ridiculous. I can suck through GBs a day easily, so never use it when not on Wi-Fi. Also the ads. They're getting worse. More frequent and shady quality. No doubt this will ramp up when there's no alternative. Dig. It's time to go full circle. Reddit. Alright, third-party app developers, we're going public and all that matters is stock price. We're going to start charging you. Developers. Ah geez, okay, we get it. What's the damage going to be? How much do you want? We're willing to work with Y. Reddit. A bajillion kajillion for $1,000,000 bucks. Developers. Sue, you really just want us to disappear? Reddit. Yes, bye. Developers. You know lots of users are gonna leave. Reddit. Bye. Usenet is still there, and will welcome you back. After 43 years of activity, the same flame wars are still burning. People here love to hit on things like Amazon, Walmart, and Netflix when it comes to business practices. This move by Reddit is directly cutting out any market competitors on the way the site is accessed and giving themselves a monopoly. Keep in mind all they do is aggregate links from around the web that the users submit, and any OC generated here is again by the users via OC content and comments. The majority of their workforce is unpaid moderators that keep communities running. They've added premium account features, added sponsored ads that you can't interact with, and sell user data. They have the least overhead of any tech company and still want more money. They're doing nothing to generate actual content themselves and making sure the only way you can interact with them is through their choosing. This goes against the free and open internet and net neutrality that they supposedly championed. Imagine if a fridge manufacturer said you can only put items in the fridge that you bought through me. ITT. No one answering the question. Since nobody is posting actual answers, Lemmy. I'd not heard about it before today, and I don't know how well it works yet, but it seems to just be a federated version of Reddit, like Mastodon is for Twitter. People who had traumatic childhoods. What's something you do as an adult that you hadn't realized was a direct result of the trauma? Serious. NSFW. Asking for permission to do literally anything, double-checking that I was doing the right thing, and always second-guessing myself. Like to an abnormal level. I realized I'm toxically independent. I have an extremely hard time asking for help because I never had it. I do not prioritize myself, be it health, time, or necessities. Everyone else in my life is ahead of me in the queue. This makes me seem incredibly helpful. Being helpful allows me to be present without being a target. Being helpful allows me to avoid my own problems because I'm too busy helping everyone else with theirs. Being helpful allows me to feel valuable instead of expendable. The only time I ever really take care of myself is if I know it will impact my ability to take care of someone else. It's the only way I've found to make healthier choices, and it's still barely enough. Something I do that I recently learned other people didn't do is constantly pay attention to my surroundings. I listen for footsteps, doors opening and closing, people's voices, water running in the pipes, cars pulling into the driveway, on and on. As a kid, I needed to know who was in my house and what they were doing. I keep saying sorry to every little inconveniences or anytime I feel like I'm bothering someone. Always being apologetic or never being able to make decisions. Overthinking. Predicting and preparing for worst-case scenarios. Having a higher tolerance for situations while also falling apart over tiny things. Refusing to let people stand behind me. Lack of trust for others. Being very prepared for people to drop and leave me without reason or warning. Oh, I forgot to mention you develop a physical need to help others. You want nothing more than to make others happy, to avoid or overcome ever feeling as you do. No matter what it costs you. And you hope that you can make up for whatever it is you did to deserve it all. Being hyper-aware of anyone experiencing negative emotions in the room. Feeling someone else's anger or depression very severely and feeling as though I have to be the one to calm things down and keep the peace. I am 54. Always have it in the back of my mind that anyone that says they love me has an ulterior motive. Edit. I made this comment while on first break at work at about 8 a.m. or so, and I'm just now, at nearly 5 p.m., being shocked and saddened on how many replies and upvotes there are. We all deserved better when we were kids, didn't we? I hope that all of you find the true love you very much deserve and never, ever, have reason to doubt that love. I people please at all times. I thought I was kin, but I'm actually trying to be as agreeable as possible out of fear. Adrenaline dump at the slightest hint of conflict. Not sure if this is just really weird, but at work whenever I ask for a day off, every job I've had, had given a detailed description of why and the purpose of needing it off. Finally, at my current job my direct supervisor would keep telling me, I don't need to know why. I did some reflection and realized that, in my youth, if I didn't explain things as far as being absent, feeling sick, needing to go to the doctor, if I didn't have a good enough explanation, I was completely disregarded. It got ingrained in me to find the best possible reasoning behind nearly every choice I ever made. Getting overly attached to people way too quickly, which usually pushes them away and just destroys me over and over again. Self-doubt. Need for affirmation. Can't take criticism well. I spent most of my life being a good test taker. Now I find it difficult to have patience with myself while I struggle to learn, pick up new things. I realized recently that a lot of the cruel things that were said to me have embedded themselves into me regular vocabulary under the guise of self-deprecating humor. I'm insanely flinchy, like I get startled super easily. People try to jump out and scare me, and they laugh when I jump back. I wish they knew, it hurts sometimes knowing why it always gets me. I used to loathe physical touch. After much contemplation, I realized I didn't trust anyone enough to make myself vulnerable, even for a hug. To this day I still sleep on my stomach. When I failed the 4th grade, my dad was beyond his son being a failure. He told my mom to leave the house and had me drop my pants and take my whipping like a man. He beat me so long and so hard that the belt cut into my flesh and there were chunks that were hanging loose. I literally had to take a pillow to school the next week to sit down on. The teacher was concerned, so she called the principal, vice principal and 2 other teachers as witnesses and had me drop my pants in the boys' restroom. They were horrified but didn't report anything. When I told them why I was beaten, they told me to study harder to stop this from happening again. That was decades ago, but I still sleep on my stomach and never fail at anything I try to do. I've become a pathological liar, and I don't know how to get help for it. If there even is help for it, I try not. I notice the damage it causes, but I can't seem to stop. I'm still young relatively, but I fear the damage is becoming irreversible and I move very quietly. To the point that people joke that I can teleport because I'm next to them before they realize I'm there. I scare the people I live with just about every day because they don't hear me enter a room. I also used to be able to just walk up on so much hit as a cop and prison guard because nobody ever heard me coming. That's a skill you learn when you grow up not wanting to be seen or heard. What would you ban if you knew you had final say? Congressional stock trading. Ticketmaster. Make artists sell tickets directly. Those hitty ads on YouTube that say I can get a Nintendo Switch for $7. Why? Because it's obviously a scam directed specifically at kids. Child beauty pageants, everyone involved, straight to hell. The pop-up adverts that trick you into clicking by making the X icon to have a box that's only 1 pixel so you tap on the advert regardless. Hidden fees. Including sales tax, auto gratuity, convenience fees, cleaning fees, credit card fees, all of it. If you want to charge it, you need to include it in the upfront cost. The price you show on the menu, advertisement, website is the price you pay at checkout. Period. Road names changing anywhere along its length. One name for the entire length. No other road with a similar name within 20 miles. Main Street and Main Avenue would require one of them getting a new name. Roads interrupted by a building or something would need 2 names, one for each part. Sorry, Atlanta, you only get 1 Peachtree Road. Content tuning algorithms on social media. Yes, this includes you, Reddit. They all are being tuned to force feed rage bait content, and it's radicalizing people and fracturing our society. A simple and effective thing to say would be, if a social media platform suggests or customizes content viewed by its users, they're responsible for the content posted and the accuracy of the content. They can't have it both ways. Force-feeding rage bait content and then waving their hands and crying foul saying that they didn't write it so they shouldn't be responsible. When it's misinformation and propaganda, I would make it counted as high treason if a politician exploits their position for their own personal gain or that of their family, with a department being formed around monitoring them and their family's assets with between 1 to 4 random checks to be completed annually. Lobbying. Health insurance system. USA. Sky-high medical costs. What's an unspoken rule on a first date? Both should know it is a date. Don't order any extras plates to eat at home with your mom when the other is paying. Leave the coin collection at home, wow her with that on the second date. Your phone is not part of the date. Have a shower beforehand. Delete it. Don't excuse yourself to go to the bathroom and then accidentally think about your ex while in there, have to fight back tears, and then come back to the table after way too long, with puffy red eyes. Whoops. Be there with honest intentions and nothing else. Don't drink too much. Don't go to the movies or a fancy dinner on your first date if you don't already know this person. The movies is a place where you sit in silence for 2 hours staring straight ahead. That does not give you any opportunity to get to know the other person. A sit-down dinner can be perfectly fine, but if you know within the first 10 minutes that you have no desire to spend any more time in this person's presence, you're stuck through the rest of the meal. First dates should always be intentionally short with an option to extend. Coffee, froyo, drinks, things that can turn into an hour of talking or would you like to grab a bite to eat? Not a rule, but never make the other person carry the conversation. You're both here to make an effort and give each other the respect. If you both want different things, then let it be said after. No need to hurt someone's self-respect for your ego. Don't be on your phone the whole time. And don't talk about your ex. Don't unload on your date about your trauma. Gotta keep that hit under wraps until at least date 5. Do be yourself, unless your whole personality teeters on your traumatic history. In that case, self-deprecating humor will suffice until you can successfully abandon all hope and sit in your car for an hour to cry afterward. And #X200B. Also, reveal that you collect Lego. Everybody likes Lego.